Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is not financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in all of these companies. Okay, so I'm sitting in the new office with a new microphone, so I hope you enjoy the Sunday miner comparison today. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so the big question here for Bitcoin is, can we close this week above 50,000? A lot of people think this is important because it's a daily close. It would be above 50,000. It would be a weekly close above 50,000. And that should help us to maybe get some continuation here and to attack the old all-time high of 65,000 US dollars. Yeah, in the next few weeks. We will see. Always a correction is also possible, but yeah, the RSI here on the weekly is at 60, so that should be a good support to move up. The MACD crossed positive here since 3 weeks, and Ethereum is front running like crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's time for Bitcoin now. We're hovering around since 3 weeks between 45 and 50,000. Let's see. Yeah, the strong mover right now is Ethereum. Last week I posted this chart here at 3,180 US dollars. Now 3,900. We were at 4,000 US dollars yesterday, today. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, the volume is not big here, but yeah, if we can get the new all-time high, I think the volume will come back. And to be honest, this chart here is insane. We're going parabolic here. Yeah, we had this huge fake out here, but yeah, we're now back at these levels. So Ethereum is very big. When we look to the hash rate, we're at 145 exahash right now. So the hash rate is recovering for sure. We are rising here. Also difficulty is rising. But the next one is in 2 days. And yeah, it's going to be 2.6, 2.7%. Yeah, maybe it's 3%. But yeah, that's fine. That's not a lot. We're still a lot lower in the difficulty. We were at 25. Now we're at 17.6. We will be at 18. Yeah, that's for sure good for our miners. The mining profitability for Bitcoin at 36 cents per day per terahash here. Again, we're still very high here, approximately at the levels of April and March and so on. So miners making a lot of money, and yeah, they have more hash rate right now, most of them. So the revenue and the gross mining margins are increasing. Okay, so let's check out the 10-day, the 30-day, and the 90-day gross mining margin for these 8 companies here I'm analyzing. I call this thing here OPX10, OPX30, and OPX90 for operational excellence. This is my own indicator. And yeah, it's, let's say that the 10-day is the 10-day moving average of the daily gross mining margin. So we can see Hive is on an uptrend here from the 90-day to the short term here. Of course, Ethereum is rising, Bitcoin is rising, and Hive received more miners. And I think this is a conservative estimate here, the gross mining margin of approximately 500,000 right now. I mean, I checked today, it's the revenue is above 640,000 or something like this, and yeah, they're very low cost. But yeah, I'm right now a little bit more conservative here with the numbers. I all adjusted those a little bit because yeah, when I see the monthly reports, they were always a little bit lower than I forecasted, so that's why I adjusted this a little bit. Then we have HODL here, more or less stable, close to 300,000. Bitfarms here, 350, 370,000 or so. Argo, yeah, like HODL here, 280,000, something like this. Mara, above 500,000, so they're the big guys here. They're above 2 exahash. DigiHost and DMG both very low here still. Yeah, and Riot is very close to Mara. They said they have 2.07 exahash, and they want to have the beginning of September. Right now, want to go to 2.6 exahash or so. Yeah, so this will be in short term. This could be a lot higher here when they go to 2.6 exahash. Maybe they can surpass Mara, but maybe Mara is already at 3 exahash. I'm not 100% sure. I'm calculating right now with 2.1 or so, and soon 2.5 exahash, and then 3, and so on. Okay, so Mara here number 1, Riot number 2, and Hive number 3. Yeah, here are the daily revenues on this chart here. I mean, since October, you can see we were all below 100,000. Only Hive was a little above. The others were at 50,000 a day. Yeah, now Riot and Mara are above 600,000. Hive also 600,000 or so. Yeah, the others are all above 300,000. Only DigiHost and Bitfarms are down here. They are the small cap miners. Yeah, let's go to our to my first KPI. I have 3 KPIs for my BMXI, and I summarize them together, and then I have the BMX, and then I've divided by market cap, and then I have the BMXI. So this is the first one. This is the OPX3. Yeah, this is the 10-day, the 30-day, and the 90-day cross mining margin divided by 3 to focus a little bit more on the short term here, because in the 90-day there are already the 30 and the 10-day are already included, you know, but I have them again here. So the focus is more on the short term, multiplied with 360 for approximately 1 year. And yeah, that's how you get this operational excellence indicator here, OPX3 I call it. Mara number 1, Riot number 2 here on the rise. Hive Blockchain also big rise here, number 3. Bitfarms number 4. Argo number 5. HODL 6. DigiHost number 7, and BMXI Blockchain number 8. The next one, the second KPI for my BMX, is the HODL excellence. This is not the focus on the operational excellence, how much do you mine every day. So this is more, what is your balance sheet look like? Do you have a lot of Bitcoins there or not? And yeah, of course, they are all HODLing. Yeah, when I started this miner comparison, so something like 9 months ago or so, yeah, only HUD was a big hodler at that time. But since then, when I started this HODL excellence, the miner started also to HODL, so that was very nice for me to see. Yeah, Mara is here clearly at number 1. They have something like 6,500 Bitcoins or so. HUD8 has 4,500. Riot something like 3,000 and something, I don't know, and so on. Hive number 4, Bitfarms number 5, Argo number 6, DigiHost number 7, and BMXI number 8. So big hodlers here. Then the strategic excellence, the third KPI for my BMX, for my BLONITY's miners excellence. This is focused. This is the only indicator of the 3 which is focused on the future. So it forecasts the hash rate of the miners. It forecasts the hash rate of the total Bitcoin hash rate. It forecasts the Bitcoin price, and so on, and the holdings. And this is, of course, very difficult. It's based on stock to flow. You know, we had a huge deviation to the downside in the stock to flow, but we are now recovering. So I adjusted this a little bit. So yeah, I mean, no one knows where the price is going. My target here is 200,000 in this cycle, and that's what I put in here. What is not included here in the strategic excellence, so this is only based on numbers. It's not the soft factors like ESG, for example. You could argue that, yeah, Mara is running a coal power plant, or the partner is running they're getting electricity from a coal power plant. So on the ESG side, yeah, Riot could be. You could argue that Riot is better here. So this is not included here. This is how you should make your own decisions. But yeah, Mara is on number 1 here. They have the most miners coming. They have the most miners online, and they have the biggest HODL. So very aggressive. And yeah, Mara is still number 1 in all categories: OPX, HODLX, and strategic excellence. Riot number 2, Hive number 3, HUD number 4, Bitfarms number 5, Argo number 6, BMXI number 7, and DigiHost number 8. Okay, so the BMX for this week. This is of course not financial advice. Mara has in the BMX, BLONITY's miners excellence, the highest value right now. Then we have Riot, we have HUD, we have Hive, we have Bitfarms, we have Argo here, and we have DigiHost and BMXI. So this is in absolute terms. Then we have the relative terms. We have the BMXI divided by market cap. the BMX divided by market cap, and this is the BMXI, BLONITY's miners excellence indicator. And this one, yeah, shows based on numbers which one is undervalued or overvalued. And of course, I said this last time, what's really important to understand, yeah, when a stock is undervalued, it always has a reason, because people are maybe not trusting or are scared because of dilution. And if a stock appears here a little bit overvalued, that could mean that a lot of investors are trusting, and yeah, they accepting the higher market cap, and they feel very safe in this investment. So you could also argue, for example, that Riot here, which seems here a little bit overvalued compared to the others, that they're doing a great job. They're building out huge infrastructure in Texas right now. And yeah, the people are feeling good with this investment. And yeah, based on numbers, only based on numbers, they are looking here compared, for example, to Argo or so, a little bit overvalued. But yeah, people are trusting it. But okay, let's move into it. So number one is still DigiHost. I adjusted this a little bit to the downside here because all the miners are facing delays right now with the mining equipment. We expected this. Yeah, it's going to be bigger and bigger. And I don't think that DigiHost will have this 1.1 exahash very soon. So I delayed this a little bit. I did it with all the other miners. I don't think HODL will have the GPUs online in August, as they said. We have now September and so on. Also, Hive delayed the Bitcoin miners, I think, for end of fiscal year 2022, which is end of March, the 3 exahash. Before it was end of the year. Yeah, Bitfarms should also be at 1.5, 1.6 exahash right now, but the website is still saying 1.4. Of course, Mara and Riot, since 3 months, they're saying we're going to 2.5 exahash. And they at the end of the month, and they delayed it always. Also, Mara has a lot less hash rate than they said when they made the big purchase. Yeah, for DigiHost, we're still at 200 petahash. So no increase the whole year right now. And DMG, I'm not 100% sure whether they're mining right now. I checked the financials and they're still burning cash. So it's now very important to get the miners online. They said they will have it in August, the first batch. So no news there. Also Argo, yeah, they said they will have the first batch in September and then the last one in October to get to this 1.6, 1.7 exahash. So there should be no delay. I think this is the only one. Yeah, we will see. That was expected. So what is interesting here right now, we have these 3 categories, as I said in the last few times. We have the small caps here. They're always a little bit undervalued because people are scared of dilution and so on. So these appear like the most undervalued. Then we have this category of the mid caps here. They're all very close together. Last week, HODL was still, of these 4 here, the number one. Now it's dropped because of the huge price increase. And yeah, now Argo, of these 4 here, Argo and Bitfarms, they both seem like more undervalued. Also Hive appears more undervalued than HODL, so that's very interesting. So for me, it's time, I think next week, for a rebalance of my portfolio. You know that I had a huge position in HODL, and it has grown right now in my portfolio big time because of the huge price surge. And yeah, next week, I think I will start to rebalance my portfolio. Yeah, and then we have the third category, the big caps, the large caps. We have Mara and Riot. They are still playing in their own league. They're very close together right now. That's very interesting. Yeah, Mara appears a little bit more undervalued than Riot right now, but very close together. Yeah, and when we look to the market cap, I mean, HODL is at 1.5 billion US dollars. That's a huge increase here. We have Hive here 1.3, Bitfarms at 1 billion, so they should hurry up to close the gap to HODL again. We have Argo 770 million or so. Yeah, Mara 4.5 billion. That's huge. Riot 3.3, 3.4 billion. Maybe they're diluting a little bit right now. I don't know. They have this new ATM, 600 million. Yeah, then we have DigiHost, 140 million. I think I have to adjust this here. That should be a little bit higher. because they have more shares outstanding. I think I have to check this. Yeah, and then we have DMG here. How many X since BMX version 0.3? Of course, this is all not financial advice. So that was this mid of December. So last week we had this chart here, and this week it's HODL from last week to this week increased to 9.1x since December. So the stock increased 9.1 times in these last 9 months or so. Hive also improving here, but had made a big jump. Also Bitfarms at 14.7, so they're very close to Argo. Gonna be interesting whether they can surpass Argo here. Argo and Bitfarms are the best performance in the last 9 months since mid of December. Of course, if you go a little bit earlier, maybe Mara is better. If you go a little bit later, maybe another stock is better. Yeah, that's for sure. But that was the time when I made the first minor comparison here in December. So that's the starting point, of course. DigiHost improved a little bit since last week. DMG improved a little bit. Yeah, Riot not. Riot is dropping right now. I think because of the ATM. Okay, guys, so it's gonna be a rough ride. You know, they already know this. There will be 50% drops in one day. Can you handle this volatility? To succeed, you need a lot of know-how and nerves of steel. A good example is HODL here. It was a hard time in the last few months. We dropped very low. The market was going crazy, and a lot of people, they panicked. And if you play this game here, you need nerves of steel. The people with the nerves of steel, or even they were the strong hand, they were buying HODL, for example. I was buying in the last 2 months or so, big time. Not only HODL, all of these miners, because with my last big paycheck, and this is now paying off. I mean, HODL, did a great job, and the stock was insane in the last few days and weeks. So guys, remember, all models are wrong, but some are useful. So I made a little analysis of the BMXI and BMX, because I made the last one then in end of April, and then I made a big break until last week, and I did again a minor comparison. So this is the BMXI from end of April. I made a break because of different reasons. One reason was I was not feeling safe, so I thought, okay, maybe my model is completely wrong, and I don't want to mislead people. So it's now time for analysis, to analyze, was it wrong, or was it helpful? And yeah, after this one, I feel a lot more comfortable with my model. I will show you. So that was the BMXI at that time. DigiHost was the number 1 here at the most, but HODL was very close here, number 2, and Bitfarms number 3, then DMG, and so on. And I will go through the charts and show you what I discovered. Of course, DigiHost underperformed. It was number 1. It should have outperformed all the others, but it didn't. There were some capital raise there. Then there was in upstate New York, there was discussion of mining ban and so on. And I think, and there may be some issues with the trust there. So there were a lot of stuff. And yeah, DigiHost, it has risen, but not that big. But when I divide these miners into 3 categories, like the mid caps here, these 4, then the 2 small caps here, and the 2 large caps, Riot and Mara, then it worked really, really well. I mean, it worked well too, but when I take all, but DigiHost was not working well. Okay, but let's go here. From here, April 23rd, April, that was this time here. It was Sunday, that was the Friday. HODL has an increase of 102%. You can see it here in 133 days. Incredible volume last week, by the way, on Friday. That was really, really insane. Yeah, not sure how far this continues, but that was really a great rise. Okay, but it was 102% here increase, and you can see of these 4 here, HODL was the number 1. It was the most undervalued at that time. Then we have the number 2, Bitfarms here on the BMXI in April. My model said, okay, from these 4 here, it's the number 2. The number 2 most undervalued, so it's 79%, so that fits to my BMXI. So we had in these from April to now a 79% increase, so a little bit less than HODL in that time, but of course Bitfarms didn't drop that much. Yeah, but the BMXI worked here. Then we have Hive Blockchain, which was is number 3 here of these 4 with 0.45 on the BMXI. It has 25%, so yeah, I think, by the way, the volume here is great. So Hive, in my opinion, has huge upside potential right now. It was lagging a bit because of different reasons, but now with Ethereum starting, I think Hive will go insane soon with the financials. Yeah, 25%, so that fits here. It's less increase than HODL, less than Bitfarms, but then it's Hive. And then we have Argo. Yeah, Argo is right now negative from April to now because of also different reasons. I think, yeah, one reason is, of course, that they're still not on NASDAQ, but they will be there soon, I think. And the minor delays and some other stuff, a short seller attack and so on. Yeah, and this one was number 4. Okay, they were very close to Hive, but it was number 4. And when I look at the performance, it was number 4. It was, of these 4 here, the worst performance. Yeah, when we go to January 1st, it would have been the best performance. But when I did this minor comparison here in April, yeah, the BMXI for these 4 stocks here worked perfectly. When I go to the small caps, to these 2, to this category, DigiHost had 26% increase since April, so that's better than DMG with minus 11%. So DigiHost outperformed DMG blockchain. And yeah, then we go to the large caps, Mara and Riot. Mara has 34% since April, that time here, 23rd April. And yeah, Riot is right now negative, minus 9%. So that also worked very well. My model said that Mara is more undervalued and has more potential than Riot. And of course it did. It also said DigiHost is more undervalued than DMG. And DigiHost outperformed. And for these 4, it worked too. So for me, that's I think an excellent yeah, news for me here. Of course it will not work ever. But I think yeah, we should use these 3 categories. Maybe I will picture this in the future a little bit different. But yeah, they're playing in 3 different categories. Maybe some of these mid caps can close the gap to Mara and Riot in the upcoming month. We will see. But I think for DigiHost and DMG, without the NASDAQ right now and so on, okay, DigiHost applied for it or filed this F40 or so. Yeah, but right now these are 3 categories, and for the 3 categories it worked really well. Okay, and I will do a new price prediction, not today, but maybe in the next minor comparison. I was thinking how will I do it. I will go on the OPX 30, so the 30-day gross mining margin, the daily gross mining margin, multiply with 365, and then I will show the PE ratios, the different. Of course, I always choose a high PE ratio because I was there in 2017 here when Hive was going crazy here. There was not a lot of earnings there, but there was a lot of hype. It was going crazy, and I expect this for this bull run too, how this bull run ends, and then the PE ratios are going triple digits. We will see. Yeah, and then I forgot to add here, and then I will add here the holdings, but I will not multiple the holdings. So that's, I think, gonna be my next price prediction model here. Yeah, we will see. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. And remember, always think like a whale. Auf Wiedersehen.